Welcome to All About Cholesterol. I'm Danielle Hallowen, dietitian at PIH Health, and I will be your presenter for this presentation. Cholesterol is often one of those mysterious things, and there are numbers that are always thrown about, and acronyms, letters, HDL, LDL, that are often very mysterious, and you don't often get an opportunity to know what they mean. So we're hoping that today you will learn what they are and exactly what you can do to affect those numbers. So as we describe our goals today, we're going to learn what cholesterol is, what it does in your body, look at some of the things that contribute to higher and also lower cholesterol levels, and then ultimately look at personally, what would be the things that you could do on a day-to-day basis to affect your cholesterol numbers to the positive? So let's get started with the basics. Cholesterol is made by your body, and every animal makes cholesterol. It's a very important molecule, and it is what makes up your cell wall. So every time your body has to make a new cell, it's going to need cholesterol to make up the outside of that cell. It's part of the wall. It's also what makes you waterproof. It's what produces the hormones in your body. It's not that it's a bad thing. It's simply that too much of it can be a problem. As I say that too much of cholesterol can be a problem, there's really no symptoms to know that your cholesterol is too high except to have a blood test that tells you that. And so most people don't know that they have elevated cholesterol levels until they have a blood test. And most of the time those tests aren't done until a person is in their mid-40s, maybe even 50s. There are some people who have higher cholesterol levels that are caused by just genetics. Even young children can have high cholesterol levels, and these would be called familial hypercholesterolemia, and it's relatively rare, and typically they're found out at a very young age that this is going on. The problem with cholesterol is that over time it can cause cardiovascular disease, leading to heart attacks, strokes, and other not so happy problems. So we like to think of cholesterol as just being that one thing that like comes in food, right? The thing that's in eggs, or that thing that they're saying that isn't in whatever food it is that we're choosing. It is in the category of fats, and it's also related to hormones. It's actually in the same class as steroids, and so it's a mysterious little creature, this cholesterol. We know that it's important, but it's really kind of difficult to put our fingers on where it fits into this whole big scene, which is why it's difficult for many people to describe what it is. So hopefully with a couple of the videos that we're going to show you today, you'll have a little bit better understanding of how it actually serves you. So regardless of how cholesterol is vilified in the media and we're told how bad it is, it actually is very important. And for those people who are, let's say, extreme athlete, the person who's running marathons and riding 100-mile bike rides, they're actually going to have extremely elevated cholesterol, because in those people, they're going to produce more because they're going to have more breakdown of cells and they need to build up more. So in that person, is cholesterol in its elevated levels, is it going to be unsafe, or is it just going to be necessary? So you can see that there's actually a bit of a fluid notion to cholesterol. Is high bad? Is high good? I guess it just kind of depends upon the person. Let's get into the mystery of all of those acronyms for the cholesterol fractions, as we'll call them. Cholesterol is actually a transporter, and so cholesterol is needed by every area of your body. So there are cells that are being broken down and rebuilt all around your body all of the time. So if you look at the different types, we'll start with HDL. HDL is the one that we want more of. It's called high density lipoprotein. We'll repeat this a couple of times. Don't think this is the only time we'll cover it. High density lipoprotein. We usually call this one the good cholesterol. Think of it as high, happy, good. We want more of these. These are sort of the bullet trains of your body that are taking lots of things very efficiently to other parts of your body and picking up things along the way, bringing them back to your liver for transport. Very effective molecules. LDL are the other ones that we look at. These are the bad ones. Low, lethal, not good. LDL are sort of the icky diesel trucks clogging up the road. Yes, they transport things around the body as well, but they're not as efficient. They cause a lot of problems along the way. They can get stuck on the side of the road and make lots of traffic. These, in fact, are the ones that we know are far more responsible for contributing to heart disease than any of the other factions. Then the other ones, VLDL, this is very low density lipoprotein, and we can go on and on with the fractions, but these are usually calculated. They're in such small numbers that we can't actually measure them. So HDL, LDL, and total cholesterol are usually the ones that we're looking at the most in terms of total counts and then also in terms of ratios. If your brain is spinning about all of these different fractions, just think of the fact that we look at total cholesterol as a number that we want to be less than 200, and then we typically will look at HDL. Again, this is the good one. We want that number to be higher, typically 45, 50. LDL, we want that number to be lower. So the lower that number is, the better. And usually this is what doctors are looking at when they talk to you about your cholesterol ratios. So just as I talked about these as being transporters, hopefully the next video will give you a little bit of an idea about how these cholesterols turn out to transport things inside of your body.